Folks, my name is Jason. Welcome to Wednesday's Woodland Wisdom, where we talk about anything. Wisdom in particular. Now, it could be anything very simple as how to tie your shoes to dealing with the more integral parts of hunting deer. Very simple. So when you say, well, what does tying your shoes have to do with woodland wisdom? Very simply. If you don't tie your shoes, you get burrs in it, you trip, fall, smack your head on a rock or a stump, But anyways, today I want to talk to something that is very dear to me, and I know every one of you watching today have experienced at some point in time. You may have not realized it. And that is the fact of dealing with this ever so innocent piece of newspaper over here, the coyote. No, coyote, nothing on my finger. Not careful. You're going to be a perfect example. Now, what I am talking about is the ever-present, ever-enjoyable Papercut. Now, how can this innocent little piece of paper, albeit full of truth, full of horseshit, and semi-truths and sale ads, how can this be so dangerous? Well, it's very simple. When you get yourself a paper cut, and why is it so painful? Well, what happens is when your finger is cut, it's sliced. So you got that first aspect. It's not only that your skin is being pierced and sliced. It is the fact that paper fibers get inside that cut. And when those paper fibers get inside your cut, they start drawing moisture out of your finger. That is where the pain generally comes into play, is the moisture leaving your finger, believe it or not. So, as for myself, I always like to come prepared. And just to show you, this is my Papercut toolkit. Now, it may look like an ordinary emergency kit, but it is not. If you notice, we have the contact swabs to add moisture back into the skin so that it will allow the paper fibers to be drawn out. And now this picture here, this shows some pressure points that will help relieve the pain in the meantime. Granted, you'll notice there's 2 pressure points around the neck there. You do not want to hit both of those at the same time. You'll pass out. So, just 1 pressure point at a time. And if you have to use those lower pressure points, you got a serious problem. I would recommend going to the hospital instead. Get some assistance with that. Now, this is for those really big pieces of paper that just aren't able to pull out of the cut. Now, these are cheaply plastic, so I would actually recommend you go with a more formal version, a steel version. Now, these only cost about $50 at your local hardware store, so these are a very good investment. It helps pull those paper fibers out very quickly. Now, myself, I never like to be unprepared, and so therefore you'll notice that in this package here there's an assortment of bandages. Now what you want to do is douse those in alcohol, preferably about 150 proof, not yourself but the bandages in 150 proof, and what that'll do is it'll cause the paper fibers to disintegrate, and most likely the bandage as well. So you never want to be around an open flame or anything like that, because like I said, 150 proof is flammable. Now then, those are the plastic ones. So in a non life-threatening situation, you'd be okay with those. If it's in a life-threatening situation, you want to switch over to the flex fabrics here. Now these will encompass the whole finger. The nice thing about it is that it stretches with your skin, which does basically causes a vacuum or a lack of airflow around your finger. And what that does is that actually starves the paper fiber within your finger, causing it to wilt up your diet. Your finger will absorb it. Takes a little longer, but in a long time, fiber is always good for your body. So you want to keep that in mind. Just depends on what your given situation. If you have the time to absorb that, if you've got a hot date or something like that, then you may want to try the more drastic route of the 150 proof alcohol. So, and I do have a combination that I like to use. If we do find that it becomes infected and you really need to deal with it, two things I will recommend is a big huge gauze pad. Now those you want to dip this in pudding and wrap that around your finger and let it sit and fester for about 3 or 4 days. Then I'll have a good reason to go into the hospital, and they will look at you like an idiot, but you know what? You're going to get good medical attention. So that's another thing. And as a last resort, what I like to use for those very obnoxious and unrelenting fibers, I like to use a big paddle. Now, you may say, well, what's a tongue depressor do? Well, it's very simple. See, this is a relative of the paper. And being that paper comes from wood and wood comes from trees, this is exactly it. So this is kind of like the regulator or the enforcer of the paper fiber or the wood world. There's two ways of applying it. One is to jab it in there, twist until you pass out or mess your pants, or you can just simply use it as a splint, wrap a finger around it, and get a lot of attention from people. So those are two ways of using the tongue depressor on that. But anyways, be careful out there, folks. It's a dangerous world, especially with these paper fibers, the potential of getting a paper cut. I just want you to be safe out there. You be very careful. God bless. Take care.